I didn't like three. I think three, like one and two are both fantastic games, like
Mm-hmm.
just incredible. Three is almost exactly like two, but I feel like the structure in three, the way that the races are laid out is not
Not as polished,
great.
not as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's weird the way they decided to make it where you can drive to basically any race location and choose between exhibition, tournament,
Or
and
championship.
or yeah, that's what I meant, championship, or you can like create your own race event. But
Yeah.
here's, I guess that doesn't even really bother me that much. My biggest thing with uh three, or I guess two things. One, in Forza Horizon 2, I mean, I'm pretty sure it worked like this in maybe not the first game, but in 2, no matter what car you were driving, the game would
Oh,
make
you could always tune it. You could
well, yeah,
always make
that's,
it
you could
to
tune any car in Forza in any game,
yeah.
but no matter what car you were driving, whenever you drove to a race event, the game would serve you up events that are fitted or that work with the type of car that you're driving, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think one
it's say
kind
I
of does
feel like
that, but
driving a Ferrari right now, then I can go to any race event pretty much and drive my car.
I
Free,
forgot you.
uh, more often than not, I feel like it forces you to switch and drive a different car. And then on top of that, um, if you wanted to like do everything in the game, like complete all the races, all the championships and everything like that, three does not have like a screen that you can go to that just
Alright, so
shows
this
you
is your new car. You can
like a
just stay here and
breakdown
What
run
you're
of
it for
here's
missing.
me
all
if
the
you like.
different events and
Or
all
if
the
you want
different
to add any visual
categories
upgrades, just
with the
let me know.
different
When you're
types of
done,
vehicles,
just drive her out into the field.
and showing you, here's what you have and haven't completed, which is kind of frustrating because there's so much racing to be done in that game. It doesn't give you a way to organize and keep track of what you have and haven't done. Whereas two, I feel like was really good about that. But those are
I
my
think
biggest
one.
gripes with three.
I think one you can have pretty much any car, and then it will based on what level you were at wristband wise. The game will tell you what car you need for that, or give you a selection of about like 10 to 15 cars that you can use for that wristband of that race. So at least it tries to give you some semblance of understanding of, oh, you're doing this wristband, this race. Here's the card you can use for this race, for this area of the game,
Yeah.
without without like forcing you to just stick with switching cars almost every time. You can keep your same car throughout the first game if you really wanted to. I mean,
I mean, don't get me
oh,
wrong, like in three, I think the actual physics and feel of the driving and the sound and the audio of the cars, like if you're playing with a headset, is
which I am right now.
probably the best it's ever been in any Forza game. But it's just that other stuff kind of bugs me. And just kind of like I said, the structure of like the open world, I feel like in two, the map was more well designed where it had different environments and different areas, but they all feel like they blended very smoothly and naturally and like weaving themselves in
This
and out
is
of
the
the other.
garage. This is where you come to
Whereas
paint
in
or upgrade your
three,
car.
if you look at
Or
the
just to
map when
visit
you
me.
zoom out, you can tell very clearly that it's like five very distinct and like separate uh
Areas.
areas, and it doesn't feel very natural like when you're driving between them. It's kind of like they're all kind of separate, and then there's like some highways connecting them, and it just doesn't. I don't know. I guess it's I don't know. I guess it's both good and bad because I feel like three also has kind of the most diverse map where you can go from
Okay, so you're not
rainforest
fussed about the
to
ingredients.
complete
You just want the
Australian
cake.
outback
Not a
desert
problem. You
to,
set a performance target, and
dense
I'll put together
urban
all the
city
parts to
on the
get you there.
beach to, open plains and fields. So like, I don't know, it's kind of like a give and take also. But just like the structure of like having, I don't know, I guess I feel like one of the coolest things about Horizon, especially in the first game, that made it so distinct and unique was the cool feeling you got every time you drove back to the hub. And it was kind of like everything was all centrally located right there. It was like the garage, it was like the paint shop, the auto show, how everything was
I
in
know
that
the paint's not
circle.
dry on our
And there was
Byron
like a
expansion
party
yet,
Mm-hmm.
and they
but
had
we
the
could really
music
bring
and lights and
Horizon to more
everything.
fans if we
I
open
feel like that
Saturday
This
was
after
game,
really
I
lunch.
think,
cool. But in this game,
Meanwhile, I've just got the latest reports from our scouting
like
crews. All mapped on
there's
your map.
basically five
No rest for the
different
wicked.
horizon stages that you establish, and then like you, depending on like how many races you complete at each one, like once you gain so many fans, you can like choose which one to upgrade to the next level. And I feel like that just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it was just change for the sake of change, and it
400
wasn't really an
yards.
improvement. Like
Bear
it
left.
doesn't, it
yeah.
didn't give you that cool feeling of like, driving back to home base.
Keep left.
But I don't know. I feel like with
200
three,
yards. Keep right.
there's like give and take,
Keep right.
whereas one and two were just
In 400 yards.
some of the best
Turn
driving
left.
games you could ever want to play.
Because how far did you get in the game?
Turn
Because I
left.
would
I
say
finished
you were
all of them.
probably level. Oh wow, so you
And
did. I
in
thought you had
Horizon 3 or which one?
3. Kind of 3 is like like you said, it's hard to finish, but yeah, you can. Yeah, you can meet like I saw when I'm driving through here now. I saw a car that was like level 40. I think I don't know if level 40 is the max or not. But that's what it seems like.
Well, I was thinking about playing it here for a little bit if you don't mind me.
You have arrived at your destination.
I think
Go right
that was
ahead.
another cool thing about 3, I think, that I never got to experiment with is I think you can
Hey,
actually
Brandon.
do the
The Horizon bucket list is where we
like
get a bit existential.
uh
If this was your last day on Earth, imagine what you drive and what
kind
you
of
do in
like
it.
the
Then,
Horizon
take the car I've
Festival,
left
you
for you
can
and
do
do it.
that
You're
co-op,
welcome.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can.
So if you don't mind, I'd like to hop in with you and just kind of see how that works, and I can
Go
tell
right
you
ahead.
what level I'm on and whatnot. Hold on, I'm still kind of skimming
Searching.
through this. Yeah, this sale. I mean, there's a
So
bunch of
Overwatch
stuff in
probably.
here.
Is Overwatch in there? Cause I didn't see it when I looked this morning, but I could be wrong. If I missed it, I probably looked over it. Cause they were touting on their little video the other day. It's like, okay. So usually I know that doesn't always mean everybody's in the. By the way, did you hear the story about Atlas and Persona 5?
I mean, there's been quite a few headlines, I mean, since it came out, but are you talking about the restrictions that they
On
put on
streaming?
the streaming and whatnot?
Isn't that
Yeah,
kind of
it's
stupid?
a story-driven game. I mean, I can understand people wanting to try and
I
protect
know,
the
no sport.
integrity of a story
This
that they've
story.
slaved on for years, trying to, create for their players and fan base, but at the same time, we live in the modern age of the internet. Like, before a game even comes out, you can know the game inside and out.
And out. Which, so
But
far, yeah.
also on the flip side of that, if you want to play the game for yourself and see the story and not have it ruined for you, then you can just ignore that. So I think I can understand where Atlas is coming from, but at the same time, I feel like the modern audience for video games, and especially like those types of long story-driven JRPGs, like people
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you know, uh, they know themselves well enough to know, like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and play this game. I can't wait to, uh, see what happens in the story. So, I'm gonna stay away from streams or whatnot, and enjoy the game for myself. rather than watch somebody else play the entire thing. But you know,
Well, I think it's kind of funny because like I was gonna stream Bioshock the other day. I had totally forgot that 2K, for some random reason, didn't know why they did this, banned it from being streamed at all. I'm thinking, Bioshock's been out almost 4 years. If you haven't played the game now, you're not going to. And
the
spoiler
original
alert,
or
somebody
Infinite.
like both, all three, 1, 2, and Infinite.
One is 10 years old. This year.
2K, that makes no sense. I mean, if you haven't seen 1 and 2, you're probably not going to play 1 and 2, but that's just me.
Man, there's a bunch of crap in this cell, dude. Jeez.
Oh yeah, there's. I didn't skim through it all, but I
Of
skimmed through
course,
the
now
portions of-
Bioshock, man.
What? What?
The backwards compatible version of Bioshock is on sale for $10. I bought it,
Oh wow. Well, you got.
but I
you
don't mind because I got the
Amazon.
physical edition and off of
Edition,
Amazon, and it
so-
came with like the nice holographic sleeve and everything. So
Yeah. So you got something. You got something out of it, but I see what you're saying. You're kind of like, well, I wasted that money when I could just waited.
nah, it's only
Oh no,
like
Bioshock.
$5 more.
Couple seconds.
Not really.
Bioshock's under shooter. Should be under shooters actually. I ain't going to shooters. That's why. I mean, look at the shooter category. Because I mean, I do understand the right. Like, if we buy a game on digital or buy disc, you don't have the right to do anything with the game. That's true. Based on law, you are correct. But at the same point, I think a lot of people look at it's fair use. Well, no, it's technically not fair use because they own their own IP. They can do whatever they want with it. They could take it off the map, and every game associated with that IP would go bye-bye.
Fantastic. Bucket list events are great for PR and attracting fans. And good for the soul too, I
I'm
reckon.
gonna guess Bioshock 2 is $10 off of it.
Probably.
Bioshock 1 also pretty long, just like I remember it. At least for me anyway,
It's
because I'm the type of person that
it's
likes to explore every single nook and cranny to
Oh,
try and
same
make
here.
sure I don't miss anything,
Same.
like plasmids
Same
and
here.
upgrades and audio
I do the
logs,
exact same thing.
phonics
I think it
and
took me about a week to finish it. Because I was skimming around, looking around for junk.
whatnot. Excuse me.
Actually, I give credit for Horizon for one thing. This game, the music's kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I really liked about it over too. I feel like the first game had such great music that I feel like
You can even win
2
limited
didn't
Horizon
really live
edition
up to that.
cards.
You know, I feel like a lot of people were disappointed with the music in 2, and with 3, that kind of brought it back around. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick, and then I'll hop in there with you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I do thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the stream. That's my friend Killscreen. That's a friend of mine that I've been around with known for about a couple years now, long time. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I'm playing the story mode right now. He's gonna get in with me and play some co-op stuff with me. Hope you do enjoy that, and
Hey,
let's
Brandon.
keep going.
I've heard a lot of good things about this driver. I think we should try and get them to sign up to your lineup. The driver will be somewhere around here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100
All right, I'm
yards,
back.
turn right.
I feel like the timing on Rise Son of Rome being the free game of
200
gold for the
yards,
month
keep left.
couldn't have been any better, because lately on Netflix I've been watching this show called Spartacus.
In 100
I've heard of it.
Which is-
I've heard of that show.
Right.
Like, they're two peas from the same pod.
Arrived at your destination.
Like, oh.